What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now, with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
Once a Raider, bruh. Once a Raider, bruh. Always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.
Raider Nation, Raider Nation, Raider Nation, Raider Nation, Raider Nation. What is good, everybody? What is good? It is your boy Darian coming to you live with another video. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk. Shout out to all the subscribers that have subscribed to the YouTube page. And this is your first time ever being at the YouTube page. We would suggest that you subscribe, hit the bell button, and get the latest news. Just to let y'all know, as of right now, I know my Wi-Fi is probably messing up, but I am not home, ladies and gentlemen. I am in Violent, New Jersey, by the way. And just to let you know, if my Wi-Fi is looking bad, I know it is at this moment, so it's going to clear up sooner or later. So hopefully we can get this thing rolling, man. Hopefully we can get this thing rolling. But we are here and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I'm gonna try to see if I can talk while I have this up here. I know my internet is not looking the best right now because I'm at Wi-Fi. I'm at Hustle the Look Hair Salon. Hustle the Look Hair Salon is my girlfriend's hair salon, and I want to promote that. If you want to get your weave done, get your hair done, and you in the Jersey area, please let me know. My girlfriend will definitely do that for you. So I'm sorry that my Wi-Fi is not, because I don't have it hooked up to actual internet cord. So hopefully it can get better and it will get. So just bear with me while I'm here. I'm sorry that the internet is not looking its best right now. So let me just double check and make sure it's looking okay on my end. So that's we could get into a lot of talk today and a lot of calls today. But before I do any of that, I want to do is shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Raiders Carlos is in the building. J Dog, Dustin White, Dominique 5, Nick 209, Knock Andrew, Mike Lee, Laker Nation, Knock Andrew, Alexis Cortez, Temp, Chaos Raider, Fade to Black. It looks bad. I know. So let me try to refresh it. I'll be right back, y'all. Let me try to refresh it. All right, so let me know how that looks, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how that looks. Does it look better now since I've refreshed it? Does it look better now? Before we get into it. Okay. Oh, see, it went away again. I don't know what's going on with this, man. I don't know what's going on with this internet. It's just like it's trying. I'm trying my best. to make this thing work, man. And knowing that I'm not home and I don't have no internet cord, so I'm trying my best to make it happen, man. I'm trying my best to make it happen. So hopefully it clears up by the time we talk back. But Raider Nation, what's going on? I want to talk about here is I want to talk about this, right? I do want to talk about this. Carlos Scott. Carlos Scott. I know that I'm sorry for the internet, man. It looks clear on my end. It doesn't look clear on y'all end, and I'm kind of like disappointed about that. So I'm gonna try to do this in the best way possible. Try to do it in the best way possible. But Carlos Scott. So according to Tom Pelissero, the Raiders are signing Caleb Scott. He who ran a 4.39 coming out of Vanderbilt. He was with the Seahawks and with the Green Bay Packers. So I really don't know too much about this guy, but I know that John Gruden does love a lot of wide receivers. I know that he loves them. I know he loves them. Don't get me wrong. He does love a lot of wide receivers, but at the same time, he is fast. And John Gruden loves fast wide receivers. He's going to come in with as an undrafted. I think he's going to come in and sign and see if he can make the roster or not. So hopefully he can make the roster, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully y'all can make the roster. If y'all have not seen my latest video out right now is about Jalen Richard. Now, yesterday I noticed that Docs, shout out to Graphk Raider. He do be going live a lot, but shout out to Graphk Raider for put out the video about Jalen Richard. Now, on Jalen Richard's Instagram, he took everything Raiders related off, even in his bio. So we thinking like, oh, is he going to get released? Is he going to get cut? I don't know. So me personally, I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to, Jalen Richard, if he's going to take all them things down, then just release him. Because it's the only way you can do that is if you want to, save in the salary cap as you want, Raider Nation. If I'm Mike Mayock and John Gruden, it will be Trey Raggers from Louisville. That's one of the undrafted free agents. You still have Ingold in that backfield core with Jacobs, Drake, Theo Riddick. That he'll be the sixth running back. We'll have 6 running backs on the roster. We don't need all those running backs. We don't. So Jalen Richard could be one of the ones that could definitely get cut. But Ragan or Reagan, whatever how you pronounce his name, is definitely going to ball out and try to get that positional spot, in my opinion. I really think that's going to happen. Riddick won't make the roster. I think Riddick can make the roster. I think he'll be that third down. I think he'll be that third string back. I think he can make the roster, in my opinion. I really think he can. But it's other ways that you could do it too. So it's just the business part of the football. Good riddance. Yeah, good riddance. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you could definitely release Jalen Richard if you want to take all the Raider stuff down and keep his profile Raiders. Then listen, he can go. He could definitely go. They get all the money if they release after June 1st. Well, hey, if they're going to do it after June 1st, then that's fine. The Raiders need to sign a linebacker so bad. There's no real linebackers available. And then we end up signing a hybrid safety / linebacker in Devon Diablo. We end up drafting him for Virginia Tech. So that's another thing too. So yeah. And I've been a big fan of players who delete their posts in times of the Raiders. Just show how the fans be drama queens sometimes. Yeah, that is absolutely true. I could definitely attest to that. He's too emotional. Why do you think he's too emotional? What makes you think that he's so emotional? But yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of players that delete. That's how I felt about Tyrell Williams. I felt the same way about Tyrell Williams when he did the same thing. When he actually went out and took everything off his Instagram, I'm like, all right, that means you don't want to be a Raider anymore because your behind can't stay injured. If you delete your stuff, your Raider stuff off your Instagram, and you know you're about to be released, I'm out of here. Graphk Raider, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? What's going on? What's up with you, Graphk Raider? If y'all have not subscribed to my boy Graphk Raider, make sure y'all go subscribe to him right now. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him. Bro, we're going to have an End Zone nightclub in the stadium. Yeah, I heard about the club seats. The club seats look amazing. I know it's going to cost a grip living in Las Vegas. So knowing me, I'd rather just be in the regular stadium. I cannot be in that club. I don't have that type of money. I don't make that kind of money to be in there, man. I don't make that kind of money. So, yeah, so technically, I can see it like being, listen, like, yeah, I can't be in no nightclub. Is it though that y'all keep photos of your ex on social media? Bro, we're not even talking about that, man. Off topic, but what do you think about Baker for Aaron Rodgers to the Browns? I don't care. As long as he's not coming to the Raiders, I don't care. As long as the Raiders are not involved, I don't care. Go anywhere you want to go, but don't come here. I do not want that drama. It's been so much drama with Aaron Rodgers. I don't want that drama. I don't want it. I don't want it. X and Raiders posts are completely different, though. True. They are completely different. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. I know my Wi-Fi be going in and out because I am not actually home. I am at my girlfriend's house. Actually, I'm at my girlfriend's shop. And the shop is called Hustle Der Look. She does hair here. So she made me let me do my Raider stuff at her shop. So that's why we're able to do this here. So if my Wi-Fi keep going out, I don't have no Ethernet cord. I don't have no internet cord at this moment. So I'm actually going off Wi-Fi as we speak. Went on the tour and seen the club seats. They're legit. Whole stadium is legit. I know Allegiant Stadium is legit. I know Allegiant Stadium is legit. Carr is the man. Yeah, definitely Carr is the man. Carr is definitely the man. Cleaning is switching back to his college number 99. Yes, I got a girlfriend, man. Yes, I got a girlfriend. Don't get it all messed up now. Don't get it all messed up. I look young, but I'm old. Okay, I'm old. So don't judge me on that. Don't judge me on that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I got a girlfriend. How do you feel about Javin White as a linebacker? I love Javin White as a linebacker. I know he's pretty short on the actual size of a linebacker, but I think from sideline to sideline when it comes to his speed and his football IQ, I do love the style that Javin White does play. I do love it. I love it all the way. I think Javin White is going to make this football team again after being an undrafted free agent. I think he's going to make this football team. We just got to see if he could get on a football field. That's the only issue. Can he get on the football field? And that's something that we need to figure out. Sorry that my nose is stuffy too. Allergies is killing me today. So, yeah, we're going to get into the call-in show. We're going to go start taking calls in the first 30 minutes. After the first 30 minutes of the show. No, he played linebacker. He played a little bit. He played linebacker at UNLV, Carlos. He played linebacker at UNLV, in my opinion. He played linebacker at UNLV. So that's definitely what it looks like. So make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me see how my thing is looking here. No prank calls. Yes, definitely no prank calls today. We don't need no prank calls. So we definitely going to be taking calls today. We're going to show let y'all talk how y'all talk about the NFL draft, the undrafted free agents, the newest member of the Las Vegas Raiders, which is Caleb Scott, the wide receiver that used to play for the Seattle Seahawks and used to play for the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, John Gruden loves fast receivers, man. He loves fast receivers, so I can't even be mad about this. He's going to come in and compete, but the wide receiver depth is starting to look a little bit good, and the running back depth is starting to look a little bit good as well. Now we got to get more depth in other positions too. Definitely got to do that. Javin White plays safety and converted to linebacker at UNLV. Okay, I'm going to one of the games, either Washington or the Ravens game. Just similar to Tanner Muse. I don't know if it's similar to Tanner Muse, but I mean, knowing that we don't have Paul Guttner now, we don't have Paul Guttner anymore. Hopefully that Gus Bradley could come in and get these boys to play. What's going on, Anthony? Anthony, what's going on? I don't have any special guests today. I'm gonna start getting back the special guests on the show. It's just been I've been going through a lot with the transition, being in Jersey a lot, and finally having my full podcast equipment here for y'all. So yeah, I'm trying my best to give y'all the best quality that I can. I know that I'm working off of Wi-Fi. I don't have no internet cord, so we're gonna have to figure something out there. I love Devon Diablo. I think he's going to be a stud. He has a size of a linebacker, but plays safety. So that's what I love about Devon Diablo. If you look at his size and his measurements, he's a size of a linebacker and playing the safety. So I don't think he's going to play safety with the Raiders. He's going to play linebacker. And Gus Bradley is going to make him a great linebacker. Gus Bradley is going to make him a great linebacker, just in my opinion. Just in my opinion. Tyrese Gillespie was another guy too that I thought that was a sleeper in this draft. I think it was a very sleeper in this draft. I didn't think that Tyree Gillespie was going to be there at those picks. Me personally, Tyree Gillespie is going to be a good player for this. He might take Amik Robinson's spot. Who knows? But it's so many ways you could go with this defense. And I think this defense is going to look good. It looks good on paper right now, but we got to see it gel. That's the one thing, Raider Nation. We got to see it gel. Gruden better not F this up. The D will improve. We will stop the run and think we'll get more pressure on the QB. I agree, Mr. Nick. I definitely agree with that. Gruden better not F this up. Chevy Silver Raider, what's going on? He's a killer, Dustin White said. Do you think our team is set, or are we missing a piece? For real, I think our team is really young on the offensive side when it comes to the wide receiver position. So getting a veteran, a number one veteran, I wouldn't say Julio Jones, but I mean, if Julio Jones is available for a trade, then that's different. But I think on the defensive side, we still need that veteran linebacker that we're missing. We already got Corey Littleton and Nick Witkowski. They're the two veterans. If we can get that third veteran linebacker, I think we're good. I just think we're mixed with a little bit of, veterans that have been here. And our team is still young. Our team is definitely still young. So I can't even be mad at the fact that, it'd be one piece away. It's possible. I don't understand the wide receiver recruitment when Carr is just going to check down to Waller. Well, talk to John Gruden about that. Man. Do you think Edwards can be our number one receiver this upcoming season? Yes, I really think so. He has the size to be a number one wide receiver. He has the skill set. The question is, can Brian Edwards stay healthy? Same thing for Henry Ruggs. Can he stay healthy? That's the one thing that you have to figure out with this team, because at the end of the day, that's why we said need one veteran wide receiver, one number one, because John Brown is not a number one, and Willie Snead is not a number one. So with that being said, why would we even go and say that Brian Edwards can be a number one, but he does need some veteranship around him that plays his style of a game. I don't think we're missing anything. They just need to develop. That's true. We should unite DC and Devontae Adams. Hey, I'm with that, honestly. I'm actually with that. But I don't see Devontae Adams coming here. I don't. People seem to forget that Carr didn't check down until Gruden came in, and Carr threw deep before the 2018 season. That's a fact, Carlos. That's a fact. Gruden allowed Carr to throw deep more often in 2020 because he has weapons, which is true, which is definitely true. He broke just about every damn record at South Carolina. Right. You just got to let that man get healthy. Let that man ball out, and then we could be good. With that. And I wanted to start a little bit late for y'all today because I wanted to make sure y'all got some time to come in and, enjoy it, man. I'm sorry, the pollen today is high on the East Coast. Jesus Christ. The pollen is high. If Carr gets 10 or more touchdowns, and he would be top 5. Carrs gets double-digit touchdowns every year, so I don't know what you mean by that. Carrs get double-digit touchdowns every year. So this is a live hangout, y'all. So if y'all want to, ask me any questions, y'all could. It's open, man. It's open. But I'm gonna try to have some guests on for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm gonna try to have guests on for the next 3 days. Pollen allergies are the worst, so that's exactly what I have. I have pollen allergies. I have those. But I love our undrafted free agents, man. I'm really a big fan of Darius Stills. I'm really a big fan of Darius Stills. He's only been over 30. I don't know what you mean by that. But Green Bay ain't going to give up Devontae Adams. Exactly. They're not going to give up Devontae Adams. I definitely do agree with that. They're not going to give up. I'm allergic to air. I got allergies too. Raid the tape. You got to inbox me, bro. Because I might want to have you on this week if you're available. Then I might have you on this week if you are available. So if you want to come on and talk some Raider stuff with me, inbox me on Instagram. Yeah, that's all allergies, bro. That's all allergies. What's going on, Prince Sean? Prince Sean, what's going on? I would love to have Aaron Rodgers, but we're not. We're not going to get Aaron Rodgers, so we're going to have to stick with Derek Carr. Use Flonase every day, bro. Flonase does not work with me. I'm going to tell y'all something. I know it's not Raiders related. It's not Raiders related, but let me tell y'all something. I tried every allergy in the world. The only allergy medicine that works for me is Benadryl. It's Benadryl. And only time I can use Benadryl is, when I'm eating a nice sized food and falling asleep. That's it. Devontae Adams is a free agent next year, and it all it really determines on if Aaron Rodgers is going to be there next season. A-Rod is not like Tom Brady. He's not, but I mean, he's a good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks that ever played. I just feel like he's going to do the same thing that Brett Favre went through in Green Bay. How are we using Jake? Okay, so how are we using Drake? Drake is going to be the number 2 running back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the number 2 running back. Now, we know that on third down situations, when it's a little bit longer than 5 yards, Drake is going to be in there on the kind of third and medium situations. I think they're going to be on the field at the same time. I feel like John Gruden is going to have to open up the playbook to a point where he's going to have both of them on the field. One's going to be a decoy and one's not. He's going to have to play it like that. Because if you don't have one of them on the field, that means you're losing a weapon. You're losing a weapon not having them on there. So that's just my personal opinion on it. But I feel like Kenyon Drake is going to be a very special player. It depends on how John Green utilize Kenyon Drake. It's definitely going to be split backs. Add me on. I don't know why you want me to add you on, Sweezy. Any news on Richard? There has not been no news on Jalen Richard from what I've sent. They just put up, yeah. Rodgers hasn't touched a championship in 10 years. More than that. I think it's been since 2010 since he won a championship. My opinion, I think that would be better with a good wide receiver and a good cornerback. Yeah, that's true. But there's no news on Richard at this moment. There's no news on Richard at this moment. The older DC gets, so we see like we have the new member, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new member, ladies and gentlemen. Adara Raider, thank you for coming a new member of the Spotlight Raiders Talk, man. We really do appreciate you becoming a member of the Spotlight Raiders Talk family. I love that. Thank you so much for being supportive of that as well. I don't care if Rodgers go to Denver. We are the Raiders. We don't fear our opponents. We don't fear our opponents. We don't at all. So let me see if I missed any comments, y'all, because I'm trying to get to every comment on here. Tom Brady has a Brady effect in Tampa because players wanted to play with him. A-Rod doesn't have the Rodgers effect. Well, Green Bay doesn't have that effect either. Green Bay doesn't have that effect to bring anybody in. Nobody wants to play in the cold. You go to Tampa Bay, you go to Florida, where it's warm at 90% of the time, or it just rains. I want to go play for Tom Brady in the warm weather. Why not? How much is the membership, D? So what you do is, If you actually on a desktop trying to watch this, you have to click the join button, which is next to the subscribe button. Or if you go in the link in the description, it says become a member of the Spotlight Raiders Talk. It tells you the tiers right there. I don't remember because I didn't change the tiers yet. So y'all can definitely check it out. The link is in the description if you do want to become a member of the Spotlight Raiders Talk. I wish Al Davis was here. Remind our fans about that. There's true. There's true. So we have some. I got a notification just now. Okay, so we have the jerseys, ladies and gentlemen. We have the jersey numbers here. So Leatherwood will be wearing number 70. Trayvon Moreg will be wearing 25. Malcolm Coos will be wearing 56. Diablo will be wearing 49. Tyreek Gillespie will be wearing 37. Nate Hobb will be wearing 39. And Morrisley will be wearing 65. That's the rookie numbers that is out there. I'm kind of surprised that Morrig didn't go with a single number. I'm surprised. It depends on if somebody has number 7. I don't know why, but Morrig is wearing number 25 instead of 7. Yup. I'm gonna show y'all right now. If y'all can see it. It's right there. Leatherwood's wearing number 70. Trayvon Morrick is wearing 25. Malcolm Coos is wearing 56. Diablo is wearing 49. Gillespie's wearing 37. Haas wearing 39. And Morrisley is wearing 65. That is the actual numbers that they have for all the rookies jerseys. So now the rookie jerseys want to come in because I definitely want to get a Morrick jersey. 25 going to look hard on Morrick, but dang, I wish he had 7. Roy said, what are your okay, Roy. So Roy says he's a member. I can highlight his. Roy, what are your thoughts on the nightclub that's going to be out in the Raiders red zone? I think it's going to be sick. I think it's going to be fun to see it. I wish I could afford it when I come to Raiders games, but I just can't. So that's another thing. So I like it though. I think it's dope. I think it's really, really dope. Has any players changed their numbers to single digits? For what I've known, I didn't see any. My stream quality is fine. Listen, I'm not home, y'all. I'm not home. I just got my internet. I just got my stuff here, so I'm not home M85. So the Wi-Fi is in and out. So that's why I'm trying to give y'all the best, stuff that I can. I'm going to buy me, mind you, I'm not home. I don't have no ether. I don't have no internet cord. So I'm just working strictly off of Wi-Fi. Hopefully, the quality could get better. So let me try to refresh and come back and see if I can get this Wi-Fi going. All right, so hopefully the internet could get better. I probably got to keep refreshing it. I'm going to buy me an internet cord tomorrow, and once I buy myself that internet cord, it's the internet, man. It's the internet module. I'm not home, so I'm at a different part. I'm in a different part. I'm not in Philadelphia, so I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. A nightclub. They have a nightclub. I wouldn't be surprised if they added a pool or something in the football field or a baseball field. So I don't no, it's just like a club box seats. That's what it's more like. It's more like a club box seats. So, I'm in the country right now. I'm in the country. No offense to nobody, but I'm in the country right now. So just give me 1 second here. There's an option going from the regular Wi-Fi to 5G Wi-Fi setting if they're modern. But I don't know. I'm not home. I'm not home, Mike Lee, so I don't know. Mike Lee. I have no clue. Imagine Waller scores and then the cam goes over to the club and someone is doing a line of coke and getting a lap dance. Wow. That is crazy. They'll be the types to leave during the tied up fourth quarter and go meet Trevor at the club. Hey, damn allergies affecting the video. That's what I think it is, man. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm not going to be on here too long to do this show because of the quality of the internet. Mind you, I'm not home, and I'm at my girlfriend's shop. My girlfriend's shop, she let me, try to promote her shop because she does hair. It's called Hustle to Look. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. So we are 30 minutes into the show, and it's about that time to take calls. Because I'm not going to be on here. I'm not going to be on here too long. But I am going to be on here to try to help y'all out much as it. Who cares about the quality? You're fine. I just want to make sure because you got fans out there that have issues with my quality, so they have issues with that. Make it rain in the Death Star. Yeah, make it rain in the Death Star. I could definitely see that. Dana White's swollen face will eventually be on the jumbo screen. LOL. The rookie numbers are subject to change. Okay, Carlos. Don't worry about it. Quality, Brody. The content is fire. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's from the bottom of my heart. Give us Raiders one time. Raiders. All day, man. All day long, man. And I can't wait for y'all to call up and ask me any questions that y'all want to call up and ask questions. I'm ready for it, man. Now, that's how you do it. Yeah, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. All day long, man. All day long. So I'm about to open up the phone lines for y'all. So let's get this thing rolling. And let me get to it real quick. Want to make sure. So if y'all want to call up to the show and you have any questions for me, you could call up to the show right now, which is 267-957-1431. I am taking calls right now. So if I was you, because you know what happens, Raider Nation, when you do this, right? You know what happens. See, here we go. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where you're calling from?
What's up, Darren? Calling from the Bay. Just want to ask you, man, who's the steal of the draft, you think?
Who is the steal of the draft of all of our draft picks?
Yeah, and by the way, this is Raider Will, Fade to Black. But yeah, I want to say, who do you think was? Obviously, Morrig would probably be the obvious choice, but out of all the pickups that we got, who would you say?
It is the obvious choice, but I do like Tyree Gillespie. I think he was really a sleeper in this draft. Watching him play at Missouri this past year, I thought he did a phenomenal job playing, corner and safety. So he reminds me of a Demarius Randall in some sorts. So, I mean, he's probably a little bit smaller than Demarius Randall, but I do like his upside. I think his upside is really good. And I think he was one of the steals that fell to us, just like Morrig and Diablo. I think all of those three players really fell to us, which we don't understand why, because Diablo, he's the size of a linebacker playing safety, and the way he ball hogs and the way he hits, you thought that he was a linebacker. So I think those three picks, Merrick, Gillespie, and Diablo, I think those three was the sleepers in the draft for me.
Nice. What do you think of Kuntz?
I love Kuntz. Now, I didn't watch much of him. I didn't watch much of Buffalo either. So I am going to definitely look at the tape on him, but I keep hearing great things about him. So I'm not going to sit here and fake the funk and say, I know what type of guy that we're getting with the Raiders. I don't know what we're getting with Malcolm Kuntz because I didn't look him up, and I didn't know that he played at Buffalo because Buffalo's a small school. You really don't get much out of it, but when Khalil Mack was there, Khalil Mack was getting all that attention because he was a first round pick. So I'm like, okay, he came out of Buffalo, cool. Okay, Buffalo might got some players. But after Khalil Mack, it's really nobody really came out after Khalil Mack came into the league from Buffalo. So now they hear about Malcolm Koonce. I'm like, okay, so they do got some product. So they do got a product there. So I got to definitely take a look at it and see what we getting out of Malcolm Koonce.
Hey, I appreciate your content. Keep it up, brother. Okay.
Thank you so much for calling in. Really do appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. All right. So give me 1 second, y'all. The girlfriend is calling. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm back. So, if y'all do want to call into the show, 267-957-1431. If you want to have your voice heard, make sure you call up to the show. Cause we look at the, if you want to hear your voice, if you want to promote your Raiders channel, I would love for y'all to come on here. I will be having special guests on here starting probably tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm ready to see if y'all want to call up and call into the show and have a good time. Rogers wanted Scott. Oh, wow. What's going on, Dell Jr.? Thoughts on the Raiders signing Caleb Scott from Green Bay? Well, Michael Rain III, I did like him. I didn't know too much about Caleb Scott. I know he played for the Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers, and he played out of Vanderbilt. But other than that, I didn't know what type of guy that we were getting when it came to it. So in my personal opinion, I feel like, he's going to come in and compete. He's going to come in and compete, and he's going to try to see if he can make the practice squad. I think that's the furthest he could probably go. I don't think he's going to make the 53-man roster. I don't see that happening, but I could definitely see him making a practice squad or competing in training camp against other receivers. So make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk. We have 60 people up in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We have 60 people up in the chat, and that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. That is phenomenal. I love it every single bit. Love it every single bit. I love y'all to death, man. Really do. So I'm surprised the phone lines is not really going off the hook. Y'all been asking for a call-in show for the longest. And I finally got one. Finally got one. It's been a while since I did one, and we finally here. We finally here. But how do y'all feel about Darius Stills? Now, that's another undrafted free agent that I want to talk about, is Darius Stills. Now, Darius Stills has been so confident in him coming to the Raiders. I love his mentality. I love what he wants when it comes to being in the NFL, knowing that he was an undrafted free agent. He's going to prove why he should have been drafted. I just think he's a dog. In my opinion. I love the fact that Darius Stills is going to be a sleeper undrafted free agent. Don't mark my words. I love defensive tackles. That's very underrated. He's very underrated. I think he's one of my guys that I think out of those undrafted free agents is probably going to make the football team. Watch when I tell you. Ray Town Down says, bro, what's your thoughts on a healthy David Irvin as the coach for the Raiders? Who would you have as your starting D-line? Do I really... I'm actually tired of answering this question, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. But Stills would definitely make the team. In my opinion. So you would have Yannick Ngakoue. I have Max Crosby, Clelin Ferrell, and Jonathan Hankins. As of right now, doesn't mean it might change. It might change because I do like David Irvin, but I think David Irvin is going to come off and how can I say it? He's going to come out and be a rotational player because of so many defensive linemen that we got in free agency. So it's going to suck. It's going to suck. So David Irvin, I can see him starting too, but at the same time, everybody has their, how can I say it? Everybody has their own way of playing the position. Depends on what Gus Bradley is going to do with all these defensive linemen. Is he going to keep them? Is he going to cut them? As of right now, that is my 4 defensive linemen. But if I want to switch out somebody, I will switch out Jonathan Hankins for Stills or Vickers. It's one of those guys. So it's a lot of players that we have on this defensive tackle position. It's going to be competition in training camp, and I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. So if y'all have any questions, if y'all can't get to the comments, if I can't get to your question in the comments, please call into the show 267-957-1431. It's the Spotlight Raiders Talk call-in show. Make sure y'all come in and show love, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Still says, ain't no way those defensive tackles is getting drafted better than me. Stills is hungry. Yes, Stills is hungry. I think D Stills is offended how he wasn't drafted and that will play that way. He still needs some work, but next year, watch out. Oakland. All right, so here we go. And thank you for calling. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where you calling from?
Oh, man, this is Tony, man. I'm calling out of L.A., man. How you doing today?
What's going on, Tony? What's going on, man? What you got for me today?
Oh, man, I just wanted to call in and talk about our draft and, and where you see the team going in next season.
Well, I really did love how we drafted, even with the undrafted free agents. I did have some issues with the Leatherwood. I'm not going to lie. I did have some issues with the Leatherwood until I actually saw the tape. Now I did watch Alabama play, but I really didn't focus on the offensive line at Alabama because when you go to Alabama, what you focus on is the running backs and the wide receivers and the linebackers. You really don't focus on the offensive line. So I thought we did really well in the draft. I think we addressed all the needs that we needed. I thought we would have went and actually got an actual linebacker. Yes, understand Diablo plays safety. He has the size of a linebacker that can convert to linebacker. But if we could get somebody that actually played that linebacker position in college football, I would have been happy with that. I thought we was going to go out and get a Jabril Cox.
Right.
But
yeah, because I'm looking at the tape on Diablo, man, and he looks nice, right? I feel like he looks nice, but he doesn't give me like starter right away type vibes. He seemed like he might need a season to develop. And we did the same thing with Tanner Muse, so he was a little confusing to me, to be honest. But I do like the pick though. I checked his tape out. His game is nice. He's 6'3", running 4.42. Sometimes you gotta wait on things to develop rather than draft for need. I'm not mad at the pick though.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the pick either. I think that Diablo, he just has the size of a linebacker, and like the guy Coolzay 1995, thanks for the $2 donation. He said Diablo is the next Cam Chancellor. I don't know about Cam Chancellor because Cam Chancellor plays safety,
I don't
right?
know about that.
He plays safety.
And Cam Chancellor was a little more violent than this Diablo kid. I watched Cam Chancellor coming out of college. He was way more. He had way more violent hits. I mean, this dude he give you the big hits, but he's more at the right place, right time type of guy. He's a short tackle, but I don't see Cam Chancellor at all.
I mean, I think as of right now, we can't see a Cam Chancellor, but he could probably turn into a Cam Chancellor.
Exactly.
It's just that he's a rookie.
Exactly.
It's unproven right now when it comes to Diablo or any of these rookies. All these rookies are unproven until proven on the football field, until they throw them pads on, and we're going to see who's the best man out there.
Exactly, man. And then another thing I wanted to say, man, I feel like this season, I'm going to go ahead and say, we're gonna for sure make it to the playoffs, and this is the reason why I believe that. The last 2 seasons, we were, in the halfway mark. We were in the playoffs, right?
Right.
Halfway mark of the season, we were eligible for the playoffs the last 2 seasons, right?
Right.
I feel like the only reason we didn't make it is because we didn't have that depth at every position. Players gonna go down, man. That shit just happens during the season. But when you don't have the depth like how we do now, it hurts you. This year we got lucky enough to get depth. Like, we locked down that defensive back room. That I feel like we don't even need to add to that group. We might be good for the next year or two.
Yeah, we might be good if Casey Hayward can play up to his potential this year. He will probably get a bigger contract and stay with us because he's only on a 1-year deal. So you want to. I think a lot of these players that came in free agency on 1-year deals because of the salary cap. Salary cap was pretty low this year. You couldn't get your big money like you want to. Even Yannick Ngakoue, we got a steal. We barely broke the bank for Yannick Ngakoue because of the salary cap.
Exactly.
So now that players are taking 1-year deals, next year that salary cap is supposed to go up. Now you see who's going to be playing for what contract. Especially at Trayvon Mullen, knowing he's going into his 4th year with us. I think he's going to be going to his 4th year by the end of the year. So,
this might be his 4th year. Yeah, because he came before Abrams. So,
right.
Did he come before Abrams or did he come the same year?
No, they didn't come the same. I don't think they came the same year, if I'm not mistaken, because Abrams going to his 3rd year.
You're right.
So it'll be Mullen's 4th year.
Yeah. Wait. Let me see. You sure? Clee, Abrams?
They
didn't come in the same draft.
No, I don't think Clee and Abram came in the same draft. I think Clean and Farrell was already there because Clean and Farrell came into the same year as Max Crosby.
But you remember we had 3 first-round picks, and we picked. I feel like
we picked Clee.
We got Josh Jacobs, right?
We got Josh Jacobs, and
then we got. I feel like
we got Max Crosby that year too.
Yeah,
so Mullen was 2019.
Right?
Mullen was 2019 in the 2nd round. So it was Cleaning, Abram,
I know
Jacobs. It was clean. Yeah, it was Cleaning, Abram, Jacobs, Crosby. They was the 4 that we had in that 1 year.
It sounded about right. And then one more thing, man. I want to talk about Derek Carr this year.
Okay.
I've been doing it. If you remember, man, I was calling in earlier and I didn't have too much confidence in him. But I did a tape study on him.
Okay.
I feel like this year is going to be a big year for him. I went back and I watched about 8 games from last season, right? And I feel like Derek Carr improved a lot with his game. He last year, he wasn't that scary in the pocket. Like, the 2019, 2018, I feel like that injury was in the back of his head that he took. And, he would just, do you remember, I mean, you seem like you're about my age. Do you remember Peyton Manning in the beginning of his career?
Yeah, absolutely. Only reason why I know about Peyton Manning because he went to my favorite college. My favorite college is Tennessee. I watched him there. Right.
But in the beginning of his career, he was just like kind of Derek Carr. He had that beautiful arm talent. But the thing with him, in the pocket, he had happy feet. He couldn't set his feet right in the pocket. So if you put a little pressure on him, he kind of looked like Carr looked, Carr got ever since that injury, he got a little happy feet in the pocket. But last year, he started to come out of it, and he made a lot of plays with his feet last year. So if he keeps building on that, and I know that's just something, if you're not used to playing like that, that's something you got to work on in your game, man. And, last year I seen it.
Right. And I feel like Derek Carr I think he's the most unappreciated quarterback in the NFL. I just think he's the most unappreciated. And he's a very underrated quarterback. Because he doesn't give that stardom like a Patrick Mahomes and throwing no look passes or Aaron Rodgers throwing up Hail Marys just to win a football game. He plays within the system that he's comfortable with, that John Gruden is giving him. So
I agree with that, but to be honest, he makes those same plays that Patrick Mahomes and those great quarterbacks give you. when needed. You know, he's probably not doing it as much times as they're doing it in one game, but when it's needed, I feel like he can make the same plays, you know. But his whole thing was his pocket presence was just it wasn't that good, you know. I feel like I'm gonna tell you one thing, Kenyon Drake, that's gonna be another safety blanket for Carr. I already know he's gonna be what's the guy that we drafted last year and we traded him.
He's going to be.
Bowden.
You think he's going to be a Lynn Bowden? I think he could do more than what Lynn Bowden can do.
Remember when they talked about Lynn Bowden playing that Joker role?
Yeah,
that's what Kenyon Drake is going to be when he's out there. See, part of our offense is so predictable. When we go out there with just Josh Jacobs, that single back set. When we could go out there with two backs and you don't know what's happening, the pass or run, we're dangerous.
Which is true, and then what makes Kenyon Drake so deadly is that he's a downhill runner, just like Jacobs. So if you could put him up and line him up behind a quarterback, and give Jacobs a break to run the football, it's all she wrote. It's lights out because Kenyon Drake is a downhill runner. He's just not finesse. Yes, he has great hands coming out the backfield, but he could definitely pound and ground when it comes to getting that extra yard.
Oh my God! And talking for you, I'm gonna get off this thing soon. But you talked about the ground and pound, bro. That's where Alex Leatherwood is gonna come in, man. When I check out his tape, he is a mauler, dude. He might not be that good in pass protection right now, but that's okay because he got like all the tools right now. He got good feet, he got good hands, and you know, to be honest, I feel like since he's playing the right tackle position, he's in a way better position than what Colton Miller was in when we drafted him. You know, because the right tackle position is way easier, man. It's mostly about being aggressive in the run game with the right tackle position. It's less about the pass game, you know.
Well, you got to look at it from the blind side of Carr too. Game, you know? The right tackle is the blind side of Carr too. So you really got to look at it. He's going to go up against a lot of great pass rushers in this division.
Carr's a righty. You got to think Carr's a righty. So the left side is his blind side. The left.
Either way, you know what type of defense that we have in these divisions. They're stacking up against the good offenses. So Leatherwood's going to have his bumps in the road, but that's part of it. So Tom Cable is going to have him ready. Definitely going to have him ready.
It's going to be different than that season when we sent Colton Miller and Brandon Parker out there at the same time. They were both rookies, you know. And to be honest, hey, Parker might. I don't think he's going to. I don't want to say he's going to steal a position, but something's telling me that this is his third or fourth year on the Cable. I think he might surprise people. I don't want to say he's going to steal a position. He's going to start, but he might be solid because he showed me that last season. How do you feel about that? And then I'm gonna get out of here.
Now say that one part because your phone did break out. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I was talking about Brandon Parker. I feel like I don't feel like he's gonna take Alex Leatherwood's position, but I feel like he's gonna during training camp, and we got a preseason this year. I think he's gonna show us something that much improvement. This is his third year under Tom Cable. I feel like he's gonna improve a lot too. You know, just like when you seen Colton Miller get with him. You know, when Colton Miller got with Tom Cable, it was over.
Right. And I think people don't give Tom Cable a lot of credit because, you know, Tom Cable used to be a head coach at the time and he didn't succeed as much as a head coach. But as an offensive line coach, people think, oh, let's get Mike Tyson as an offensive line coach. Tom Cable came in and gave, you know, Gabe Jackson, the Rodney Hudsons, the Richie Incognitos, those offensive lines that we had when we had some of the best offensive lines in football. He made sure everybody played a position on the offensive line. So with Tom Cable, that's what he's going to do. Alex Leatherwood is not just going to be a tackle. He's going to learn how to play guard. He's going to learn how to play center because Tom Cable want to make sure if anything happens when it comes to injury, then you can play that position. So that's what I like about it and how Tom Cable is putting this together.
Exactly, man. So, man, I'm going on to get out of here, man. Let some other callers come up here, man. But keep doing your thing, Spotlight, man. I like the show, man. You know, you've been missing in action for the last couple of days, man. But, you know, I'm glad you're better and all that, brother. So keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, I just because I'm doing like I've been in Jersey helping my girlfriend move into her apartment. So I was able to
Oh
get
yeah,
I was
okay.
able to get everything from Philly and bring my podcast to her. So I won't miss out on nothing and I won't miss out helping her out. So yeah. Kill two birds with one
Respect,
stone.
brother. Keep doing your thing. Yep, respect, brother.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, so listen, we got the callers coming in, man. So here we go. We got another caller coming in. And welcome to the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. And who is this and where you calling from?
Hey, how's it going? It's Wi-Fi Willie Raiders. I'm a fellow YouTuber. Really enjoy your show. I've been wanting to call in.
What's going on, Wi-Fi? Listen, I've been watching your content, man. You've been growing. Your channel's been growing, man. So congratulations, man. Thank you for calling up. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I wanted to make a comment, too, about Tom Cable and what you were just talking to with the previous caller, because I was looking some stuff up and I figured it out. You know, we had Sam Young playing right tackle a lot last year, right?
Right.
Due to Trent Brown not being, healthy. And I was looking through, Sam Young's been around for what, like 13 years?
Yeah.
And when you look at the PFF grades, he had his highest grade ever under Tom Cable. So, he got injured in the Bills game. It started to decline in the 70s. But before that, he was 85. And in his whole 13-year career, highest ever PFF grade, just working with Tom Cable for those first few weeks. So that kind of shows you, how much depth we can have on the offensive line just through our coaching. You could take a guy who's been in the league for over a decade and you give him his highest grade ever. I wanted to share that information with you guys.
Yeah, and I 100% agree because I was not a big fan of Sam Young when he came here because I knew that he was already old. He's been in the league for 14 seasons, and just know. And actually, I did not know that he had his best Pro Football Focus grade, and that was with Tom Cable. But Tom Cable knows how to draft offensive linemen, and he knows how to develop them as well. And that's what I like when we drafted Gabe Jackson. Tom Cable came in and made him one of a kind of like an all-pro offensive lineman. But Sam Young I didn't even know that he had his highest grade under Tom Cable. So that was definitely a good take on it, man. So yeah, man. So if you ever want to come up and get actually face-to-face StreamYard and collab, just, message me on Instagram at Spotlight Raiders Talk. And, we can get the chop in and, talk some film and stuff like that. So if you ever want to, come up here on the show and be a guest, is absolutely fine.
Hell yeah, Spotlight. That sounds like a dope time. I'd be totally for it. So yeah, I'll let you get to some other callers and love your channel, man. Hope you guys have a good day.
All right, thank you, man. And make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. Put your channel out there. Let the Raider Nation know it so they can subscribe to your channel.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate the love.
All right, so thanks. I really do appreciate it, man. Talk to you later. All right, that was Wi-Fi Willie Raider. Make sure Wi-Fi Willie Raider. Make sure you put your link in the description and subscribe to his channel, y'all. Subscribe to his channel, Wi-Fi Willie Raiders. He put it right there, y'all. It's in the chat. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to the channel. The guy has great content. He has hella content, and I love that he does that. So if anybody else would like to call up, the lines are open 267-957-1431 if you want to call up and give your takes on things. Make sure y'all do that. We ready for it. We got 83 people in the chat. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Shout out to Wi-Fi Willie, man. Definitely Wi-Fi Willie. Hit me up on Instagram at Spotlight Raiders Talk. So here we go. Another caller. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where are you calling from?
Yo, what up? It's Pastor Raider. I'm out here in Oklahoma by way of Stockton, California. How is everybody doing?
What's going on, Pastor Raider? I just see what's the number. I have it scrolling at the bottom of the screen there.
No,
so,
you're good. And then you said it right after I asked. Nothing much, man. I wanted to get on here because I hadn't heard your opinion on the Rodgers possibility, which I think is kind of dumbed down now.
Right.
But I think that the conversation opens up to something bigger than just Aaron Rodgers versus Derek Carr. Because I agree. Doc's kind of flamed some people over a video. Like, who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers, right? And I
Right.
get it. There is a price that is too high. I'm not saying be stupid, but I feel, because I'm a Carr fan, I have a signed jersey in my closet right now. I love the guy. I respect him to no end. I think he's a great person off the field.
Mhm.
My kids like watching. I mean, I'm a pastor, so and he's a big Christian. We have that commonality.
Mhm.
But I'm a Raider fan. When it comes to the football side of things, I'm a Raider fan.
Right.
I want to see us win. If you ask me right now, can we win? Do we have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr? I would sway towards the Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, there's some perks of Derek Carr. He's been in the system for longer. He knows Gruden. He knows what he wants. We saw what guys like Rich Gannon did when they had time with Gruden. But I don't understand the debate. If you're telling me there's a guy that you're in love with the person, but there's another guy that can come in and help us win, but you don't like him even as a person, I don't really care. Because in the end, the umbrella is still the Raiders. It's still the shield. It's still the nation. It's still I mean, what is the debate? Really? You know what I mean?
The debate is really this. The Raider Nation is kind of tired of getting players at the end of their career. And I feel like that's what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. He's pulling the same thing that Brett Favre pulled around the same amount of seasons that Brett Favre was with the Green Bay Packers. Now,
I'm with you.
And now when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and coming to the Raiders, we all know salary cap is a big reason why. But the debate is that you're going to give up so much. Like, if you want to give up 6 first rounders for a quarterback, I kind of disagree with that, because if you
I wouldn't do that.
But that's the scenarios that they putting out there too. Of course. This is my thing.
And we also saw early in the Watson conversation where it was like there was, and I think a lot of it was speculation, but it was like Darren Waller and Jonathan Abram and 1 first, and I was like, are you high? Like, do you normally smoke drugs before you type comments? Like what is? How does that even make sense?
Right.
You can't in the process of trying to win blow up your team because of one person.
And that's what I think the debate is there, because you're going to have to give up your best players to get the quarterback that you want. So, where you could have kept those best players and kept Derek Carr. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so then in the comments, and I'm going to go back and scroll back and read.
Okay.
What is the price? What is the price then? Is it 2 first? Is it a first? And
it's been so many scenarios. I seen 4 first round picks, a Darren Waller for Aaron Rodgers. I seen so many different scenarios.
I don't do drugs. Dude.
That's what I'm saying. I
don't do drugs. Bro.
I saw so many scenarios that the mainstream media put out there. It just didn't make sense. So that means if you want to trade Derek Carr, Waller, and Jonathan Abram, you just made the Green Bay Packers better. For real.
Of course.
You just made them better. So we get Aaron Rodgers and we lose out on our best tight end. Who's going to be that next tight end for Aaron Rodgers? I mean, you do got Derek Carrier and all these guys that we have, but they're not a Waller, you know?
Respectfully, I and this is all speculation, I have a feeling that if Foster was on a team that used Foster Moreau, if he was on a team that used the tight end as well, or in the way that they should, I think if he was on, I don't even know, I couldn't even throw out a team, Tennessee or somebody, he would probably end up being a top 5, top 10-ish. Top 5 is hard to say, but top 10-ish tight end in football.
Right.
He's shown that. Foster has shown that he's got hands. He's shown that he can block. But I don't want to break away from the conversation. I want to come back to it. There should be no player. This is really what I'm trying to say. There should be no player on this team that is more of a sacred cow than the sacred cow that is the Raiders, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I put on gear, when I walked, I didn't wear mine. When I wear a Raider, anything Raiders, I don't have, aside from jerseys, I don't have something that has a guy's name on it. Most of everything that I wear, it's got the shield on it. Everything falls under that umbrella. So no man on this team should be so much of a sacred cow that you're willing to sacrifice what could be the possibility of winning for that one man.
Which I completely understand. But you know, a lot of our Raiders quarterbacks, if you look at it from the past, most of our Raider quarterbacks got drafted or traded to us in the draft and stayed a Raider. But we're getting to an era where everything, where we get into an era where everything needs to be traded. Everybody needs to be traded. That's even not just football, but just in the NBA, everybody needs to be traded or go here or go there. I just feel like with the Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers situation, Aaron Rodgers, yes, he's a 2020 NFL MVP. Yes, he took the team to the NFC Championship twice. But we complain what Derek Carr does wrong, and Aaron Rodgers does the same thing. Like, for example,
I hear you.
Like, for example, with an NFC Championship game, Aaron Rodgers could have ran it in to beat Tampa Bay to go to the Super Bowl. He decides not to do it, and it gets sacked. But nobody ridicules him for that. But when Derek Carr would have did that, we would have ripped Derek Carr's head off.
Right.
So I feel as though even though Derek Carr is a great quarterback, I think he's a great quarterback. I understand that Aaron Rodgers is a game changer, but Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in age, and Carr is still.
He's one of the five.
Yeah, he's one of the five.
He's one of those top five guys that you would say like if you can get him, go get him. My debate with not bringing in guys that are older, I would throw out names like Brett Favre in the Vikings or Kurt Warner in the Cardinals. Or, you know what I mean? Like throw Mike Vick, even though he didn't have a ton of success, he goes to the Eagles and he does well. My debate with guys that are older, especially gunslingers like a guy like Carr that probably has a little bit more tread on the tires, is that we've seen older quarterbacks go and play a few seasons and do well. I mean, prime example just recently happened. You see, I hate even saying it, but I'm going to give him what he deserves. Tom Brady. This guy goes to Tampa. Now, granted, their defense was fire, bro. Let's not
which
talk
is
it up
true.
Like Tom Brady. Their defense is fire. He game managed and made enough plays, being the person that he is, which is great, to allow that was a team. Tampa Bay had a team win, and nobody can say otherwise. Tampa Bay had a team win.
But let's be real here. Let's be real with this. I know this is a Raiders channel, but look what Derek Carr has to deal with, and look what Tom Brady had to deal with.
1,000%.
If you look at Tom Brady has that attraction to bring people in. I don't think Aaron Rodgers have that attraction to bring people into Green Bay, or Aaron Rodgers doesn't have that voice to let the organization know, I need another wide receiver. I need something else outside of Devontae Adams. But you see that Carr acts for weapons. I know that he acts for weapons. That's why you brought in Nelson Aguilar and made Nelson Aguilar get paid in New England. So at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers can make people get. Aaron Rodgers could do. Carr could do the same that Aaron Rodgers could do. It's just that Aaron Rodgers have a bigger name. He's been to the playoffs more and won a championship. That's the only difference that Aaron Rodgers have over Derek Carr.
I have an opinion that if Derek Carr can get 2 or 3 winning seasons under his belt, the things that held him back in the past would no longer hold him back. Because I do think that that Carr is in his own head, and before the comments even try to kill me, he is still clutch. That doesn't take away his clutch factor, but he relies so much on specific things, which keeps him from being in the great or elite talk, because he does need receivers, which who doesn't? There's very few players that don't. I mean,
but do you think John Gruden has something to say about that, though? Because if you think about it, I feel like with John Gruden as a coach, you can't really speak your mind to him. I think he has that.
Gannon did it.
Let's go
back.
But look at the era of football, though. Look at the era of football, though. There wasn't really no social media back then. It wasn't really no social media back then.
But that's true, because it is scary to stand up face to face with another man. Let's be real. I'm 32. And younger people just don't know how to have in-person conversations, especially that are confrontational. And it's crazy to think about this, but even these guys that are in the NFL that are in their early 20s, they're kind of still in that mentality. Like, well, I don't really know how to go confront a John Gruden type character who is a big, bold type of character. So I get it. But I think that I don't know. I think that we are going to either find out for sure this. I'm not saying this is our year, like to win it or not win it. I'm saying we are going to find out this year what we have or don't have. If we fall backwards this year, that's when we'll know. That's where we will know. And we cannot make excuses about injuries. We can't make excuses about Derek didn't have this or Gus didn't have this. We can't make those excuses anymore. At some point in time, especially now that we're in Vegas, I just read a statistic. Our value went up like $1.5 billion over the last 2 seasons because we're in Vegas. We have to start doing things that cause us to win, and anybody is expendable. Kind of bringing it back to the original conversation. Anybody's expendable.
Everybody's expendable. So if Carr fails as the quarterback, you have to look at your head coach. Why is my quarterback failing?
Yep. I agree. And I think again, go back to Del Rio. Everybody always brings up 2016. I'm a Raider fan just like you are. Tell me you woke up the morning of opening day and expected us to go 12-4.
I didn't.
We can fight.
I didn't expect it, but one thing Del Rio did, he manifested and he believed. Once we started winning those first 4 to 5 games, we manifested like, are we going to keep the foot on these teams' necks every single game that we play? That's the difference between Del Rio and John Gruden. John Gruden say, okay, we're 6-4 half through. We could be comfortable. And the players followed his lead. And that's why we ended up 8-8.
Exactly. Let's go. If you listen, and I listen to every offseason interview that I can, when these guys get on ESPN, they talk, and every year they go, last 2 seasons, 6-3, and then 6-4. What happened? Every year it's we let our foot off the gas. That's not a reflection of the guy that's in the interview. It's a reflection of the guy that's driving the ship. You can't have a party in the middle of your run. You know what I mean?
Right.
If a runner stops and takes a break in the middle of a race because he is, even if he's just even if he's a mile ahead, it's the tortoise and the hare.
Right.
They're gonna catch up. They're gonna pass you, and it doesn't matter what excuse you give. You still took your foot off the gas. Therefore, it is on you. And I think that Raider Nation, I think we offer way too many excuses for this team. This team at one point in time in my lifetime was the winningest franchise in football. And for 10 years, we let that slip away. Granted, we lived in the area where the Pats were just super great. I mean, all that stuff. It don't even matter. It's time for people to stop offering.
Anthony gets on me in the chat about this. He said Gruden is a good coach. Our offense and Carr himself was top 10 for a reason. It's top 10 for a reason, but he left the foot off the gas at 6-4.
He did.
We had to, and the thing about it is, Pastor Raider, just to let you know, we had one of the weakest second half schedules in the NFL last year.
Exactly.
And we could have been a double-digit winning team if we wouldn't have won the second half of those games.
Any fan that is smart was hyped when we made it past that grueling first half of the season, and we were 6-4. All of us, I was talking so much trash. I was like, man, we're 6-4.
Right.
Easier. We got the Jets. We got this team. We got this. We're about to ball out. We're gonna 10-6. I thought we were going 10-6. I thought we would make the playoffs. I thought we'd get a wild card spot. And then, and just to go back to the taking the foot off the gas, I think that taking the foot off the gas is reflective of the way that we play in the third and fourth quarter sometimes.
So
it's
my
very
thing
much
is
so
this.
reflective of the way that we play.
If anybody out there that has been a coach and you're a head coach, Anthony's going to say it's the defense, not Gruden. Number one, as a head coach, everything falls on you. Defense, offense,
Everything.
special teams. So you just can't say it's not Gruden. It does fall on Gruden because Gruden decided to make the change to fire Paul Guttner way extra late into the season when we've been trying to get him fired after the Jets game. We've been trying to get him fired for the longest, and he waits so long to fire him. I'm sorry to say, but your head coach, as your head coach, he is your top leader, and everybody else follows. So if you are a head coach in the NFL right now, the defense is the reason that your defense follows your head coach, your offense follows your head coach, and your special teams. So at the end of the day, 1, 2, and 3 all falls on your head coach. Thank you very much.
I've been in all respect to everybody that disagrees with me. This is Raider football. We could disagree on football all day long.
Right.
I think I love for anybody, but I'll say this: as somebody who's in every, and I'm not tooting my own horn, man. I'm not balling out of control. I've made it into a supervisor position at 90% of the jobs that I've ever worked at in my life. I've made it to job managers and different things like that. I remember one time I made a mistake at a job and I said something or I did something I wasn't supposed to, and the client heard, and it cost my company $5,000. Cost him $5,000. He calls me and he goes, and my boss calls me. Oh no, actually it wasn't me that said it. It was somebody that said it to me. And my boss called me and said, "Hey, did this happen?" I said, "Yeah, he said that." He goes, "I'm sorry, man. That's on you." I was like, "But I wasn't the one that said it. And I'm an early guy in my 20s. That I wasn't the one that said it." He goes, "Yeah, but you're the supervisor. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the head that wears the crown." That's why everybody was putting all of the winning seasons that the Patriots were having onto Bill Belichick, because heavy is the head that wears the crown. You're going to get the most praise and you're going to get the least amount of praise.
Right.
It's just the way that it is.
All right.
It's just the way that it is.
And I want to thank you, Pastor Raider, for calling up. We really do appreciate you calling up, my guy. I know people are still trying to call up to the show, so we're going to let them have their say on it too. But you can always call it. Every time I do these calling shows, you can call up at any time, brother.
Yo, hey, God bless y'all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all stay up.
All right, you too. All right, so we have a new caller calling up, and here we go. And just give me 1 second. Do not hang up. Do not hang up just yet. Do not hang up just yet. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where you're calling from? Hello? Hello? I guess something was wrong with his phone, so I don't know. But schedule releases tomorrow. You doing a live stream Spotlight? Yes, I am doing a live stream tomorrow. Chucky brought Paul Guttner and kept him way too long. Exactly. Let's be clear. Spotlight in the current caller. Gruden does not lose the games for us. The last 2 years, it has been our shabby defense, period. We scored 30 plus points per game. And so the gas was on. It was the defense. But as a head coach, John Raider Snake, as a head coach, it all falls on you. You are the head honcho. You are the king of the castle. You run this shit as a head coach. So yes, you hire your defensive coordinator to be a successful defense, and you take too long to fire him. Number two, as a head coach, you take all on the responsibilities, what goes on for each coach, what goes on for every player. And as a head coach, you're going to get blamed for it because you're the head coach. You make the adjustments to your coordinators. Your coordinators is just there. So with that being said, Gruden is the blame for the defense as well, period. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian, who was distant. Where you calling from?
Dustin White out of Oakland, California.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you today?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. What you got for me today?
So, man, I hear all these guys talking up Aaron Rodgers like if he comes over here to the Raiders, we're just going to win a Super Bowl right away. But the thing I think that's crazy about that is if you go look at Deshaun Watson, where he threw for the most yards that he's ever thrown over in the Texans, they had a way better defense than we did, and he only won 4 games. You're going to take Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay and bring him to the Raiders, where he has a way better defense than our team. I think these guys are crazy, man. Like, I really do think Derek Carr, once he gets that defense, he's going to be just fine. But I think everybody wants to give away our whole entire draft picks for a dude that's 37 years old that last time he was even at a Super Bowl was 2011, and he loses in the NFC title game. So, I mean, if people want to have a guy like that, why don't they just go be a Packers fan?
And my thing is this, though. It seems like every Raiders fan that comes out when a quarterback says they don't want to be in their own city, like Deshaun Watson with the Texans. That was a big rumor about him coming to the Raiders. When Russell Wilson said he was thinking about leaving Seattle, the first thing they said, oh, is he going to think about going to the Raiders? And now here comes Aaron Rodgers. This Aaron Rodgers talk been talked all the last season. Talk about Aaron Rodgers being traded here. I was never a believer of all three of those quarterbacks. I said it's not going to happen. And people need to realize if you're not a Carr fan, then don't be a Carr fan, but at least be a Raiders fan and be realistic. Like, come on. So I feel what you're saying, man. I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, Derek Carr, man, ever since he's been in the NFL, he's been a great player, especially to come out of Fresno in the second round. The guy's played really good. I mean, shit, when he got hurt, that's when he's had the issue. But even since then, he's been playing damn good football. And they want to go and trade for a guy. Like, this is what I think funny. Do you really think that if Aaron Rodgers comes over here, he's going to win? And if you send Derek Carr to Green Bay, he's not going to win? Like, that's insane. That's just an insane deal to even say that. He played with Devontae Adams in Fresno State. I mean, shit, he's got one up right there. He's got a better defense, you know? Like, that's all I'm trying to say. Like, all these people want to trade away for a guy that has been in the NFC title game. He's had a 13-3 record. He's gotten beat in similar fashion to Derek Carr. So I would not trade away my draft pick for him. If we were going to do that, just go in the draft and get someone young and start over. But trying to pick up a player like Deshaun, yeah, I would probably go for him because he's 26 years old and the draft capital would even itself out over the time. Aaron Rodgers, that's not going to even out. You're going to either, and to say like, oh, we're ready to go to the Super Bowl, I highly doubt that. The defense got to show up first. So that's all I'm trying to say.
Right. So, yeah, they just need to hop off this Aaron Rodgers train. I hope it dies down. That Derek Carr's not going anywhere, Raider Nation. And he's not going anywhere.
Green Bay just offered Aaron Rodgers a long-term extension. So, and then this is the funny thing I think about it. Do you really think Aaron Rodgers is going to come to the Raiders when he can go to Denver? Like, I highly doubt that. And their defense and their team has got a lot more deals. I mean, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got a great defense over there, and Bond and Bradley Chubb, Arcane. I mean, you have a pretty good team over there. So to sit and claim like this dude just going to show up in Las Vegas, I think that's just crazy in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we have to see what this for real. Aaron Rodgers know how to play things out. That's one thing I can say about him. But I think he's not going to be traded this year. He's not going to be traded this year, especially not if he does get traded. It won't be to no Raiders. I'm going to let you know that now because we have an unproven defense with a new defensive coordinator and a bunch of new pieces. So with that being said, we don't know where this. Don't get me wrong. We look good on paper until training camp actually starts, until preseason actually starts. We would know what this defense is about. We already know what we're getting with our offense. We already know.
Hey, and Gus Bradley, he's always made great teams, but he didn't just do it in the very first year he stepped on the field. And I mean, like, the thing I think about Diablo is if you remember when he was the coach for the Jags, they had that Calvin Smith. Now, Calvin Smith was a baller, dude. That guy was a great player, but he retired early, I guess. I don't know whatever happened with him, but I do believe that if you look at video on Diablo, he plays in the box all the time. So it's not uncommon for him to go to will linebacker where he's been playing for most of his college years from a safety position in the linebacker position. So a lot of his videos shows him inside the box right there ready to go. So that's why I think he'll make that transition and be a good player there. But I strongly believe no matter who we have or who we got, I mean, even Morick, dude. I mean, Morick was used so much in that system there in TCU that he was moved all around the field. So to just sit and say like, oh, this guy's going to be a lights out safety, that's yet to be seen even in TCU. So I think they're going to have to find a comfortable place for him for sure. And over time, do I think he can? But I do believe where he'll excel is when he does get the option to be moving around the field, you know? So I don't know. I like him. I think he'll be a great player. I really do. So.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a great player. I think Diablo is going to come in and he's going to transition and, being a professional football player. I think he's going to be a longevity football player too. Gus Bradley's going to make him better.
Oh, yeah. And I think he'll make that will linebacker transition pretty easy. I mean, I'd watch out. He might take Morrow's freaking job after week 5. I mean, if he can learn that system and play in there, he's way more versatile than Morrow is by far. And, I mean, he's got better coverage. This guy can seek players out. I like the fact that when he hits a guy, that guy don't really go forward no more. He stops where he's at. So, I mean, I think the people – and this is the other thing, like, people want to talk about, like, the draft, how we've had draft capital over the years. We had Paul Gunther in there picking players. That guy's going to pick his own self. So to sit and say, Gus, look at all the players Gus got this year. I mean, you're talking about exceptional talent that he got in the second, the third, the fourth. You know, like, he picked up some good damn players across there where in the past we wouldn't have got lucky like that and got those players. We would have, like they said when they took that Alex Leatherwood, people just about shit themselves. But, I mean, that guy, statistic-wise, he was in the top 20 on a lot of teams' boards. Just people didn't like that pick, you know. But
I just felt like, don't get me wrong, I didn't like the pick either. I just felt like he wasn't the 17th best player in the draft. That's just me.
I mean, when I
first seen it, when I first initiated it, I was like, okay, he's not the 17th best pick in this draft. But I've seen better offensive linemen than Alex Leatherwood. I never said he was a bad player, but I just felt like it was better offensive linemen before Alex Leatherwood at that time until I actually went and saw the tape. And it made me think. And it made me think a little bit.
Yeah, when I seen him make that pick, the first thing I said is, man, Tom Cable written all over that. I said, if you would have looked and seen what he did with the Raiders offensive line last year with everybody getting hurt and him finding people to put in those positions and still play at a high caliber, I mean, it just speaks volume for what that guy can do with the players, you know. And then he was willing to cut Rodney, Gabe, and all those to start over new. Like, that's a pretty big commitment when people keep claiming, like, oh, we're ready for a Super Bowl. Well, if they thought that, Cable was already ready for it because he made that transition and he was willing to do it. And he claimed Parker has a really, really high ceiling, and he liked him a lot. So, I mean, I said this time and time again, it's going to be a tough competition at right tackle and Champ because of Parker, you know. So,
okay,
that's all I say. I think Cable's a great offensive line coach, and he can develop people. In the past, we haven't had people that can develop players. So it's like, oh, if we get the guy and he fails because the coach can't train him, you know. And I've always said it doesn't matter about what great quarterback comes out of the NFL. If he goes to a team that doesn't have a good quarterback coach or a good offensive coordinator, it don't matter how good that guy is. He's going to fail just like the last, 10 years of quarterbacks coming out of the NFL have.
So before you go, I'm going to just say this to Anthony that's in the chat. He's saying that, bro, everyone loves Gus. Everyone loves who picks up the free agency in the draft. Everyone sees the improvement on defense. God forbid if the defense doesn't improve. That's not Gruden's fault. People need to learn the aspect of being a head coach. When you are head coach, that means you hire your coordinators to coach that position at their best of ability. Now, John Gruden hired Paul Gunther, which really was a shitty defensive coordinator in Cincinnati. He was terrible. So that does fall on. So it does fall on John Gruden because who John Gruden hired as your coaches. So if your coaches doesn't succeed,
the only thing I say about the coaches, John Gruden's job is to hire the coach. It's not his job to manage that side. John Gruden is an offensive coordinator, no different than Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator in the Pats. Josh McDaniels is a badass offensive coordinator and offensive QB coach. So he can step up that deal, but it's not John Gruden's job to go over there and coach the defense during the middle of the game. He has to prep for the offense, the players, the overall scheme. I mean, that's
true. That's true as well. But if you are a head coach, right, and you see that this defense has been shitty year after year after year.
Oh yeah,
that was time to make an adjustment, and that's what John Gruden didn't do. But even though as a head coach, since you're at the top of the helm and you hire all these coordinators, if that defense does not succeed, it still falls on the defensive coordinator and the head coach because they're going to look at the head coach first before they look at the coordinator.
I think that was a friend deal, and what made it harder for him to fire him. If he wasn't a friend with them, it would have probably been a way easy fire, you know. But just because Gunther played with Zimmerman did not mean Gunther was Zimmerman. And they should have known that in the first year, where Joyner came from the Rams, where he was damn good safety, and they want to take this little ass motherfucker and put him in the slot and then say, hey, go and guard Travis Kelce. Like, okay, like, good luck with that. What, are you going to grab his leg? You know, like, that's the only thing I say, playing people out of position that don't need to be out of position. If it was me, you know, and I was slacking a slot corner, I would have went and got a slot corner. I wouldn't have got a safety and tried to move his ass down there. Like, that's
And
for
the thing
damn
about
sure,
it is,
you know?
even though that Paul Gunner is a defensive coordinator for the defensive side, John Gruden had the last say so on each phases of the field. When it comes to special teams, it comes to defense, and it comes to offense. He still has that final say. So if he says, oh, put this player here on defense, that means he could overrule your defensive coordinator because he's the head coach. That's all I'm trying to say.
You see that in the draft too.
Right. So
you see that in the draft. Like, when Gruden went with
you can't say it's not Gruden's fault if the defense doesn't improve. Yes, it does, because it does, because he's the head coach. That's who he wants. That's who he drafted. So you can't just say, oh, it's gonna be Gus Bradley and not Gruden. That means you taking Gruden off the hook. That means Gruden does not need to be a head coach if he does not take the blame.
I just think he respects Gus Bradley way more, because he did not give Paul Gunther any type of leadway in the draft like he did Gus. Like, this year, Gus, you can tell he got to pick those players, where Paul Gunther probably just got to pick whoever Mayock or Gruden said, like, this is who we think's good for the defense, because he never got picks like that, you know. And I'm not going to say if he did, they would be better. I think his team is whack as fuck, and I never liked that guy, period. And I'm glad he went to the Vikings, and he's going to be.
I just thought it was a bad hire. When John Gruden brought him in, I thought it was a bad hire. So if your defense is not succeeding and you hire a guy like Paul Gunther, yes, it does fall on you.
Yeah, it does. And that's the truth. And that's why I just wish, like, people just get the hell off the Aaron Rodgers and, you know, Deshaun Watson. I think Derek Carr is a phenomenal quarterback. Just go check out his stats. The guy has never had a good defense, and then the first year he's going to have a half-ass decent defense. People are like, oh, let's trade him away. Let's give up this. Let's give up 4 first-round picks. Yeah, that'd be about the dumbest thing you ever done. The difference is why the Rams can do that, because the Rams already had their players in play. So it didn't matter if they lost, you know, first-round draft pick for 4 years. They already had those players there. And that Jalen Ramsey, that was just the key to knock it off or to tie it off, you know, like. The Raiders are not in that position to do that. And if you do something like that, even though we may hit or miss on them first rounds, at least you get an option to hit or miss on it, not just not get one, you know, that'd be a way bigger problem, you know? So
definitely agree.
That's all I say. Yeah. And I mean, and then like people sit there and talk about, you know, Ruggs and stuff. Like, if people watch football last year, Ruggs burned a lot of people 15 plus yards, man, went over the top of guys, top balls. I mean, I think the guy played pretty well. I just didn't have the opening field like people are expecting him, like, oh, he's going to be a Tyreek Hill. Well, go get some other players around, like Brian Edwards gets out there. I mean, that dude's broke every record in South Carolina. The dude's a baller. He's tall. I mean, I think he's going to be an exceptional player right there, but we just have to have the players there. You know, like, what does Gruden say? Availability is the best ability.
Yes.
So that's the way I look at it.
So hopefully those two can be, you know, the 1 and 2 punch for us at the wide receiver position, because Brian Edwards, he has the size to be a number 1 receiver. Ruggs has the speed. Ruggs has the speed, but as far as the physicality, I wouldn't say Ruggs. Brian Edwards has more of the physicality to be the number 1, because he can remind me of a Michael Crabtree of that 2016 year. And I think Brian Edwards can be that.
I wouldn't even look at Ruggs as being a number 1, because that'd be like saying Tyreek Hill is the Chiefs' number 1. You know, like, I wouldn't go and say, like, this guy's going to be a number 1 player. For one to be a number 1, you got to have the speed, which he has. You don't have the height to get up over. And I'm not going to say this guy's vertical is not crazy. I'm just saying, like, when you have a Calvin Johnson and a Ruggs, I'm going to take my money on Calvin Johnson when he's getting down there in the end zone versus Henry Ruggs, where I think Henry Ruggs has the advantages. And this is why I think freaking picking up Kendrick Drake's going to help out drastically. Like, look, if you go out, and I think that Bushman needs to make the team in order for this to work because he's 6'5", he's got great hands, he's got good route running.
Oh, the undrafted free agent from Oklahoma State, right?
Oh man, he's gonna be a baller right there. That guy's got great hands, good route running, good. You had good blocking. Move on from Derek Carrier. Get him the hell out of there. Then your 1, 2, 3 is Waller, Foster, and then Bushman. Then you're gonna sit there in the backfield. You can have freaking Jacob and Drake back there and split back with your tight end off to the side. Then you got your burners out there. You know, if Brian Edwards pulls it together, and then you have freaking Russ on that outside. I mean, who is it that you're gonna take? You have Waller, you have Drake, you have Jacob. I mean, you have a lot of people out there that can get out in the open and burn your ass. So, I mean, I think in order for, and you look at Gruden's offense from last year, he made a huge a climb in that 1 year. We averaged 27.1 points per game. Like, that's the best we've done in 15 years. And then to go and sit and say, like, oh, it's Derek Carr. Listen, that defense gave up 32 points a game. So where the hell is the real fault at? It's that damn defense. I promise you that's where it's at.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
that's all I say.
Definitely the defense. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't win games, man. If your team goes and puts up 30, but your defense is putting up 32 on the other side, like
right,
you just can't win games like that. And that's the only thing that gets where I feel bad on Carr because people are like, oh, Carr don't play defense. Carr goes down the field. He has the most fourth quarter comebacks. And if you were going to ask me who I was going to put my faith in a quarterback in the last 2 minutes of a football game of any player in the NFL, it's Derek Carr, hands down. Like, Derek Carr gets in them 2 minutes, man, that dude becomes flawless. And, I mean, he's shown it over his years against great teams, not just mediocre, great teams, you know, and that's all I say. Like, I think people are just looking at the wrong thing, in my opinion, and that's all. Because I just think, like, you're going to take a guy and go put him over there in Green Bay with the team they have, Carr going to the NFC Championship, and he'll probably win that damn thing, too. That's the sad part. And I don't want to see a guy that we drafted get traded away for an old man. And this is the whole thing. Tom Brady is only one of them. There's no other guy you can even compare. And you can say, oh, Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. Listen, Tom Brady got 7 Super Bowl rings, and it doesn't matter where he goes, he keeps getting it done. And people talk about mobility, this, that, and the other. Brady's a pocket passer. He can't even get 5 feet outside the pocket. So that's irrelevant when it comes to things like that. He just has the ball skill. He has the check down skill. I do agree, like they were saying about Peyton, you know, when he first came in, he kind of had that. But those audible and those check downs and everything, that's what made him who he was later on. And when I look at Carr, he can see that shit. That's something that most quarterbacks can't see. He can read a defense out there and change it 4 or 5 times. Sometimes I think it may get him in trouble, but he does see it and he does notice it. Like the Jets game right at the end of the game, you see him one-on-one with Russ, and what Russ do? Just put that move on that fool and burnt his ass. So I've always said, you know, we would have been 11-5 if we didn't give up those last 3, you know, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and I can't remember who the other team is right now, or Miami, all in the last 1 minute and 30 seconds. Like, man, that's a shame. So.
But thank you so much for calling up, bro. We do have some more calls calling in. They are called. They're rolling in because they hear the conversation. So I'm sorry I had to cut you off, man. I really do appreciate you calling up, though. Man.
It's all good. I was watching your show, so I figured after I heard a few of them, I wanted to call. So
all right, thank you, man. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Have a good day, man.
You too.
Bye.
All right, now so. I'm only gonna stay on here till 6:30. I'm not staying on here long. Key in the building. What's going on, Key? If you want to call up and ask me some Raider stuff, y'all can. But please call up to the show. And we have a caller here. Just give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Do not hang up. Do not hang up. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, you're on the line, man.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on, D? AOD, look, straight to it. Forget Aaron Rodgers altogether. Why would he leave Green Bay? That's a whole better team in front of Vegas. All right, you don't have a Devontae Adams and everything else. And Devontae's talking about leaving if they don't do something with Aaron Rodgers. Just forget about it. Continue on with the Derek Carr. Work on the defense. It's like what you guys just was just talking about, as far as, continue to work up chemistry with Ryan Edwards and Henry Ruggs. and just continue to do your thing. Just stay away from that, the whole Aaron Rodgers aspect altogether. I do believe in Gus as well.
Yeah, I'm right with you, man. I'm right with you. I like every quarterback that comes available or is in trade talks. They always talk about trading Derek Carr. I'm the one. Don't get me wrong. I am a Raiders fan.
Derek Carr cannot intercept the pass. Derek Carr cannot get after the quarterback. Derek Carr is not a linebacker. Derek Carr is not a safety.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
Why.
I don't understand.
Derek Carr so much.
I don't understand why.
You know what though? But at some point in time, I want to, I'm see things from the other side. Give him this year, the 8th year. If he don't do it, then we draft a quarterback. But he's a Raider, and that's the end of the story. Okay, we're not gonna give up, like you just said. We're not gonna give up a player we drafted for some old man. And I'm not. Bottom line, you know what? I'm not pulling up every Sunday to see the Rodgers Gruden fight. I'm just not doing it because that's gonna be. Come on. You think they're gonna get along? You really think Gruden and Rodgers gonna get along?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think that would happen because Aaron Rodgers is. I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers is arrogant, but he do want a certain offense ran a certain way, and so does Gruden, and that's what makes it bump heads.
Okay. There we go. There we are, and I think everybody see it. I see it. You see it. The team see it. Come on, Gruden knows it. That Chase. I think he already thinks he. I think. Let's be honest. Going back to what you guys were saying as far as the 2016 team and how Gruden dismantled it and all that. Yeah, I think Gruden sees somewhere he kind of messed up a little bit. I do like all the picks and all the extra things that we got, yeah, but if he would have just worked with the team, but I don't think a lot of those players want to play with Gruden. I'm gonna let you go to D. I know you got a lot of things going on. I'm gonna just continue to watch the show, bro. Thanks for letting me call in.
Oh, no problem, man. Call in anytime that you feel, man. Call anytime. Every time we do this call-in shows and we have a certain topic, call up. I really do appreciate talking with y'all.
Okay, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. And shout out to Dustin White. Dustin White with the $20 donation. Keep up the great work, bro. Raider Nation for life, baby. Thank you so much for the $20 donation, King. Really do appreciate that, man. That's a blessing in disguise, man. I really love y'all a lot, man. Thank you, Dustin White, for giving us that $20 donation, my king. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, he is 100% right, though. He is 100% right. He's 100% right. He came on here. He started snapping and letting the people know. But we do have another caller on the line. So here we go. Just give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second while this thing is acting weird. So, okay. So if you want to call back up to the show, call back up because for some reason I'm having issues. So call back up right now. If you was just calling, call back up right now so you can get on the show. If Jacobs don't break for a big TD this season, I will start questioning his vision or need to work on his top speed. It comes from a lot of things. So we have a new caller on that's calling up. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this and where you calling from?
Not talking.
Okay, so we do have we had a troll there. So with that troll, with that being said, you're about to be blocked because that was definitely a troll. And block number and goodbye. So you can't call this number anymore. So that was definitely a troll. Call that number. So that number is officially blocked. So if you do want to call up, make sure you call up. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I didn't know what that was. All right, so here we go. And welcome to the Spotlight Radio Talk with Darian. Who's this and where you calling from?
Yo, you already know who it is. It's me. It's me, and I'm in the building.
Yo, Key is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Key is in the building. This is my right-hand man. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be a Spotlight Raiders Talk, or it wouldn't be a Spotlight Sports Network. This is the Key in the building. She covers all Philadelphia sports, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel. What is going on, Key? What's up?
Nothing. Don't worry. I'm not going to bombard y'all with Philadelphia questions. That's what y'all saying. But I do have a true Raiders question. And I know the Raiders is your team. And, of course, I support you any ins and outs in every way. So with the draft that y'all just had, do you think with the pieces that y'all have on the offensive line, do you think they'll give Carr protection enough so he can get the ball out to his receivers and hopefully make some plays?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna say this why, because even though that we did lose, Rodney Hudson, we did lose Gabe Jackson, but we still brought back in Richie Incognito, Denzel Good. We still have Colton Miller. John Simpson we drafted last year, and we drafted Alex Leatherwood. So now you put those pieces with another Brandon Parker. So you put those pieces together. I think Tom Cable is going to make a solid offensive line for Derek Carr, and bringing in other weapons like Kenyon Drake to help out with the running back, pass catching out the backfield. So I think Tom Cable I think we got enough protection. I think one more veteran, in my opinion, to come in to help teach a Leatherwood or come teach a Brandon Parker or a Johnson. One veteran that could come in and probably not just start, but just in case if it's needed to come in and help out these younger guys, I think we go out and get that. But until then, I think Tom Cable really got this under control to have Carr be protected. I think Key hung up.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you hung up. You got quiet over there. You got quiet.
No, I'm getting gas. My bad. Thank you. But no, because I know y'all did have the offensive line issue, and especially with Donald Penn. I know you used to go off about Donald Penn all the time.
That fat fart. I can't stand Donald Penn. Listen. Carr would not have broke his leg if it wasn't for Donald Penn. I'm sorry to say it. I'm going to keep saying it until the day I die.
No, I definitely agree with you, because the Raiders that year definitely had a Super Bowl running year, and Carr definitely is going to be MVP.
Right. Definitely.
So, but no, I just wanted to come on and show you some love. You know. I'm not a Raiders hater. I would love to come see the stadium when we play the Eagles, but the way my banking account is set up, that ain't gonna happen.
The way the tickets gonna be to go to Allegiant Stadium? What? Listen,
yes, I'll watch it from home.
But I can't wait to have you on for that. To have the I usually do the pre-show before the game starts, then the post-game show. So I can't wait to have you on to talk some Eagles versus Raiders. I can't wait for that game to come on. That's going to be awesome, man. But dude, thank you.
You already know how he is.
Right. Thank you for calling up. Really do appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, y'all. So that was Key in the building, y'all. Key in the building. She is one of the people, a part of the Spotlight Sports Network. She does cover all Philly content. So was it for her, this wouldn't be possible right now. So make sure y'all subscribe to Key in the building. Key, if you're still watching right now, make sure you put your link in the description so have some of the Raider Nation subscribe to your channel as well. So yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I am taking a few more calls. We got 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. We got 10 minutes left before I end this live. I might end it a little bit earlier than expected. Matter of fact, I might just take one more phone call. I'm taking one more phone call. So if you want to call up to the show, 267-957-1431, that will be the last call of the day. And we're going to end the show because this has been a good call-in show. I love doing these call-in shows with y'all, man. And y'all see it, man. Y'all see it. Please subscribe to Key in the building. Trying to get her to 200 subscribers, man. But that is the home skillet. That's the home skillet. That's the home girl. So make sure y'all subscribe to her channel, man. And Raid the Tape, make sure you inbox me on Instagram. I do want to have you come up here and be an actual face-to-face guest, not a phone guest. So definitely inbox me on Instagram if y'all have not followed me on Instagram, which is Spotlight Raiders Talk. On Twitter is Spotlight RN Talk. So definitely go follow those both pages, man. Raiders on top. What's going on, Raiders on top, man? Being a number one in broken tackles, but only average 3.9 yards speaks volumes how bad our O-line really was against the run. And, Trent Brown was a thing of that. Trent Brown was a thing of that. So last call of the day, y'all. Last call of the day. And thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian, who was distant. Where you calling from?
What's up, man? This is Ray from Sacramento.
Yo, what's going
Just
on, man?
tape.
Raid the tape. Listen, man, I gotta get you on here on StreamYard, bro. Cause I know you be calling up here, but I gotta get you on here as a special guest for real, for real. But what's going on, Raid the tape? What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Just wanted to get a call in right before you got off the air. Just wanted to ask you where you think the standings will be at the end of the season. Where do you think the record will be, and where do you think we'll be standing?
Ooh, darn, man. See, that's one thing about Raid the Tape. He asks questions that's going to put you on the spot. So when y'all come up here, y'all got to ask me questions that's going to put me on the spot. Because I was going to wait till this actual official schedule come out tomorrow to actually talk about this, but you got to it jump street, right from the jump. All right. So even though Kansas City is probably going to still be number one in the AFC West. It's sad to say, but I think they're still going to be number one in the AFC West. I think we're still going to end up number 2 in the AFC West. Even though I love what the Chargers did in the offseason and I love what they did in the draft with their picks. But I still feel like with our offense and how our offense is set up, I think we can still be number 2 in the AFC West. I think both teams, as the Raiders and the Chiefs, make the playoffs. I think we make the playoffs. I think we win one playoff game and then we lose in that conference, not the conference round, but the divisional round. The Raiders is going to get a wild card. I think the Raiders can go at least what? Because it's 17 games this year, right?
Correct.
So I would say what is it, like 13-4 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. 13.
Okay.
That's my highest expectation. But if I want to come down to humble pie, I'm expecting I'm expecting between 10 and 11 wins.
Okay.
Just because how our schedule is, I don't think our schedule is really that tough as it was in the last couple of years. I think they finally starting to see, okay, the Raiders can do this and do that. So they're giving her lesser teams. Yeah, the Browns is going to be a tough team. Yes. Our AFC West divisional, both games is going to be tough. Yes. But I feel like outside of our division and outside of our conference, I think Dallas is a beatable team. I think the Eagles are a beatable team. I think Washington football team is a beatable team. I think we can beat all 3 of those teams because Dak is going to be coming off of a bad ankle injury. Don't know how 100% he's going to be by the time he plays. Then you have Andy Dalton in Chicago, which we play them. I think we can beat Chicago too. So I really think that between 10 and 11 wins is more realistic. But if I want to go high expectations, 13 wins.
Okay. Not too bad. What do you think? Now, with that being said, what do you think about our division rivals? Are we going to split games with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos? How do you think that's going to unfold?
I think we will sweep Denver because I feel like Denver has a quarterback situation. I feel like Teddy Bridgewater is good, but he's beatable. He can't really throw the deep ball like he used to. And I feel like...
Yeah, we beat him in Carolina already.
Right. And Vic Fangio is a defensive-minded coach. So he really doesn't have a great offensive coordinator in Denver. So I think we're going to sweep. I always think every year, I think we're going to sweep Denver because Denver's always last in the AFC West. Now the Chargers and the Chiefs, we're going to split both of those. And I'm going to be honest because the Chargers are on a come up and I hope our defense can compete with Justin Herbert is going to be. Now I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Justin Herbert because the kid is good. The kid is good, but I think we're split with the Chargers. I think they'll beat us at home and we'll beat them at their home, like what happened last year. Now we beat the Chiefs at their home. Chiefs beat us at home. But I feel like it's going to be vice versa. I think we'll get the win at home against Kansas City. We get the win at home against Kansas, and we lose on the road in Kansas City. So I think we split with the Chargers and the Chiefs, and we sweep the Broncos.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with all that. That's pretty much what I would say too. Because I would say we're gonna look at. I see 10 to 11 wins as well for a wild card spot, and basically everything you just said. So you just said everything I would have said. So it's all good.
Yeah. So it's because sometimes you gotta have Yeah, high expectations. You really wish that we could win 13, 14 games, but we got to really think about it. Like, we got to pump the brakes real quick because there's a new defense, new defensive coordinator, new players, new rookies. You got to see how everybody's going to fit in, how they're going to gel with this whole COVID stuff. So really, humble pie is really 10 or 11 wins. So you got to really just humble yourself at some point.
I agree. All right, man. Well, yeah, like you said, I got to come on the show sometime, dude. I've been on, Graphk show. I've been on Hunt shows. I've been on CNG's. I got to come up on your show. So just make sure, anytime, dude, just hit me up and I'll hop on. I just wanted to get a call in right before you got off the show, though.
All right. Thank you so much, man. If anybody has not subscribed to Raid the Tape, y'all definitely need to go subscribe. The guy made it over 1,000 subscribers. The guy is giving out great content, breaking down players that got drafted from us or just filmed from all Raiders players. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Raid the Tape, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to him.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
All right, no problem, man. Thanks for calling up.
Yep. Late.
All right, y'all. So that is the end of the calls for today, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the calls for today. So it's been a great show. It's been a great call-in show. We will be having special guests coming up in the weeks and the days as well. It's definitely Malo213. Where you been at, brother? Where you been at, my guy? But it's been great doing these type of shows with y'all, interacting with the fans. It makes me proud as a Raiders fan. It makes me proud as a Raiders fan to call up and express yourself on my show. And I'm going to I'm going to be back here tomorrow, same time. It might be earlier. It might be 3:30 instead of 4:30, but depending on how the rest of the work schedule is for me. But I want to thank y'all so much for being on this show, man. Thank y'all so much for being on here. I know my internet has been terrible. Everything has been bad on this end, but the audio quality is there. So if you want to come up and give us a call, or you want to leave a voicemail and you want to hear your call on the show, the number is 267-957-1431. So if I don't answer, leave a voicemail. I will make sure your voice will be heard in a voicemail. So it doesn't matter. It's indicated that I wasn't subscribed. Malo213, subscribe back, my brother. But thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk. I will have more videos for y'all coming out as well. But make sure y'all here tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time for the next call-in show. Thank you for calling up. Thanks for all the callers that called up. Thanks for everybody that was in the chat. Love y'all, man. See y'all in the next live stream or in the next video. It is the Spotlight Raiders Talk. And we see y'all later. And that's tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. We out of here. Peace.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost an arm and a leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.